Good morning again from laststandbrand.com. Early June. The rice paddies that I filmed for you last week have dried out in the last 7 days, but we've had rain both evenings. These are spaghetti squash, and they're looking great. They were put in the same time as the butternut squash. They don't get nearly as much sun, so we're a little behind them. Big chance growing, taking a chance growing these squash because this garden has a severe problem with squash bugs. Zucchini cannot be grown. The harder squashes can. They're a little more resistant to those squash bugs. Behind next to it is the second planting of green beans. See, there's some buckshot beetle damage there, but nothing to worry about yet. If not, we'll have to get the pyganic out, an organic pesticide made from chrysanthemums. I've used it a couple of times this year on, guess what, the eggplant, since every bug in the world likes eggplant. This is a second planting of straight egg cucumbers. No trellis up yet. Doesn't appear that there's any cucumber bugs on them yet. Well, as you can see, the heavy rains and warm soil have done a great deal for this garden. Well, we should skip the next 6 feet because there's nothing to see. It's the second planting of tomato seeds. Ground is too wet to put in the transplants that I grew in the greenhouse, so there's about 400 delicious tomatoes. And that's not a description, that's their name, delicious. Here's the earlier planting of cucumbers, all a little advanced. Have an extra fork and 3 extra leaves compared to the last ones we looked at. I don't see any squash bugs or cucumber bugs, and no holes, so they're looking good. This is a thing of beauty. Look at the blossoms on those. You'll see some are white and some are pink. There's 2 rows of bush green beans, and there's 2 rows of yellow string beans. Isn't that just miraculous? That's probably about 200 pounds of beans. Gee, any volunteers to come help me pick them? Yeah, very good conditions for the beans this year. 2 types of Swiss chard here. Forward hook is the outside row. Looks great, huh? This is a little yellow on the back. Afraid I've forgotten the cultivar's name on the Swiss chard. Well, you'll remember the last spinach, second planting spinach. That's fully seeded with cilantro. It should be coming up any time. It's endive. This row of spinach was washed out, and so I planted these quite a bit earlier than the cilantro. But they should make it, and not much eats endive except humans and rabbits. This is the first blossom I've seen on the commercial onions. It's always best to nip that down at the very base. Boy, 400 onions, that's the first one I've seen, which means there's perfect growing conditions and they're not being stressed. I'll blossom up like that when they get real stressed. Not yet. The fun part about onions is that they don't really start gaining in size until the top of the bulb is exposed to sunlight. So if you plant them deeper, it takes a while for the dirt, either from rain or wind or erosion, to expose the top of the onion so that they put on growth spurts. Not too many are exposed. There's one, and that'll be some of our largest here. A few more. Once the white bulb is exposed, they'll take off. Pretty nice cost of romaine lettuce from Kansas. Usually gets pretty spindly and starts getting burned up by this time of the year. But not this year. Look at this. It's one thick head of romaine. They're starting to sprout up. So I'll have to take those in pretty quickly, probably 2 days from now. This Brussels sprout has got some bug damage. Bacillus thermogensis, or BT, is a bacteriological pesticide. No effects on man, so we'll have to get some of that spread after these last couple of rains. Nothing promotes bug damage like the plant being damp and wet. Here we've got some forming. But that's about it. A few more forming in there. And here's the next job. Putting this overseeded imperial kale into the basket and getting it eaten. That's the next job after this video. Wow. Look at this garlic. It's almost as big around as my wrist. I haven't figured this out. This is red or purple garlic, and people often ask, why aren't they purple? Well, I don't know, but I know they're showing a lot of purple this year. So I'm not quite sure. We'll have to look into that. The sickly looking beets of old are looking pretty good right now. No, they're looking great. There's a single thin row. Das Ivoire, the eggplant. A lot of holes in it. A lot more in the Ichiban eggplant. I have sprayed this. The only thing with the Pyganic. I'm hoping we're not going to have to get medieval with these, as the bugs seem to like the Pyganic. There's about 40 jalapenos in there, and they're looking strong. Carrots, I pulled one. Well, let's pull one right now. They're not looking like much. 10, 12 days, we'll have something. Well, the only thing that remains is the peas. I spent 3 hours yesterday straightening these up and picking peas. It's been in the 90s, and I would have expected it to wilt and damage the peas, but apparently with the moisture we have, they're just putting on a lot of peas, even in the heat. I've come to observe over the years that dead vines mixed in with the peas tends to promote the others to die off too. There's no way I can factually prove that, but it sure is the way it seems. So I make a big point of getting the dead ones out of there. Ah, those were so good. Oh. There's the full garden tour for June 7th from laststandbrand.com.